Hello, lovely sewing friends. It's Cara here, and I am so mad, as you know. And I'm here for another instalment of what I've been up to in my sewing room, or something like that. I just have had a lovely week, and thank you very much to you if you are one of the people that's reached out to me this week. Um, and that if you haven't, that's okay too, because I am reaching all corners of the world through my little sewing room, which is so special. Sorry about the hoovering in the background, but if your teenage daughter decides to do hoovering, I am not going to stop her. It's just lovely. I've had some lovely comments, and I'm going to take you through some of those, if that's okay. But my little corner of the world, my sewing room is maybe 6 by 5, something like that. It's actually slightly bigger than that because that's shed size, so it must be bigger than that. Sorry, she's really going for it in the hoovering. I'm sorry, but I cannot apologise, and I'm definitely not going to stop her from hoovering, am I? Nonetheless, my little corner of my part of the world is reaching out to your part of the world, and that's very, very special to me. As you know, my premise for 2024 is friendship, happiness, sewing, of course, and collaborations. And the collaborations can mean anything. They can mean literally getting in touch with, they can mean working with paid content, they can mean meeting up in person, and they obviously can mean doing collaborations on YouTube, etc., etc. So very, very exciting. Thank you if you've reached out to me. I apologise if I said that already, but I am not sorry that I'm out to people and increasing my sewing circle. It's just lovely. So I will highlight those that have contacted me about YouTube collaborations, or just generally YouTubers on here. The Instagrammers generally have messaged me over on Instagram, and I'll leave my handle here for you. So if you would like to reach out to me, then please do, because I'm just all about making connections and increasing the circle of friendship. And there's no obligation to do anything other than to be in touch, okay? Just want to put that out there. The other thing I would say is, from this point forward in my year of sewing, and every time I come to you on YouTube, if I'm working on something that you're interested in, let me know. Who knows, maybe we could share some photos on Instagram. Maybe we could do some work on YouTube together. I don't know. I genuinely don't want to put any pressure on anyone's shoulders, let alone my own. I'm happy for this to flow, that if you see something you're in, and I'm working on something, and you think, oh, actually, maybe we could share some ideas on that, then that is an awesome opportunity to get in touch with me. And that is how I left a number of the conversations via Messenger this week over on Instagram with some wonderful people from all around the world. I just love that. Thank you if you're an Instagram that reached out to me. I will read out some bits and pieces. So a lovely lady called Nova, who I believe goes to this Sewn on the Tyne, or the one that So Like Dottie runs. I'm sorry I forgot the name of it, but she reached out and said, if you are ever in the north, then we need to get in touch, which is just magical. So I will be coming to you, or catching up with you at some point, because I am coming to the north at some point when there is availability, which is magical. Over on YouTube, I had the lovely Katrina, who is Create Something Pretty. Now, Katrina is in Australia. I mean, how magical is that? That's fantastic. And she's actually working on a couple of collaborations already. So we're going to be catching up sometime later in the year, which is brilliant. So please go ahead over and check out Create Something Pretty over on YouTube, because she does create some wonderful content. Such a genuinely lovely person. And at this time of year, you can catch some blue sky in Katrina's videos, which is something that I cannot offer you here from Sussex, I have to tell you. Wendy over on Instagram, she reached out. It's just lovely to hear from people. Such genuine camaraderie. I love it. And Sue also from Susie So over on Instagram as well, just reached out to me. So thank you to you. Mandy from Make It Sew she's over on Instagram too. She was actually at the Sewing Social last week, and it was an absolute pleasure to get in touch with her. It's funny, one of the YouTubers I watch very regularly had some negative feedback about interaction with the screen. So if I'm waving to you, it's because I genuinely feel like you're just there. I know you're not, obviously, but please don't take it as a negative thing. I know that you're not actually on the other side of the screen, but it's just for fun, and I do genuinely appreciate you all being there. So it was lovely to Wendy Mandy to get in touch, which was brilliant. And then, yeah, so various things, and actually some locals too. So Vicky from Vicky Sews actually has been to one of my assisted sewing sessions at Little Miss So and So. So hi Vicky, and how lovely is this? We are going to go to the Knitting and Stitching show. There's a collective group of us going. So if you are a local in East Sussex and want some company on the 23rd of March at the Knitting and Stitching show. I can't promise what that looks like, but there's a whole gaggle of us going, a whole gathering. Oh my word! See what I did there? There's a whole gathering of us going up to the Knitting and Stitching show, so that would be great fun. Just great company. Cannot wait for that. Julie from Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. We have finally settled on making the aisle jeans by Chalk and Notch, and actually, ironically, this week Chalk and Notch are using the aisle jeans as their, I think they call it the feature of the month, something like that. So there may well be an offer coming up on the aisle jeans if that's something you're interested in. Nothing to do with me, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. But Julie and I are going to be making the jeans, and I was just sharing some ideas of sort of the creative content that we could come up with. And Julie was laughing. She's like, if my husband could hear you now," and all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to work it out, Julie. It's all good. We'll have some fun with it, and essentially we're going to have some jeans at the end of it, which is great. Cannot wait for that. And then Jenny from YouTube. So Jenny has a wonderful channel called One Girl Creates. So I'll make sure I put that on the screen here for you, and I will leave all the details in the content below. Jenny actually was very kind to bring to my attention, because after all, you don't know what you don't know. So the lovely Adam from Adam Sews, it also holds a sewing social. So I'll make sure I put his details in the description box below. I genuinely haven't had a chance to check out where Adam is based or the dates of his socials and things, but please maybe you can update us in the comments below. That would be great. But actually, I do encourage everybody to head over to Adam Sews channel, because he's also got a YouTube channel. Makes the most wonderful bags and accessories, and the fabrics. The particular begins with a T. Is it Tilda fabrics, just stunning, absolutely beautiful. And also, I mentioned it briefly earlier, but the lovely Alison and I are going to be doing a collaboration of some kind later in the year. That Sew Like Dotty also holds a social, and that's not too far away from Sewn on the Tynes social. So really up the top, and I've forgotten what it's called, and I'm so sorry, but I will leave a link to Sew Like Dotty's Instagram or YouTube, because she does both, and then you can have a look at that and see if that's something. So it's not too far away from Newcastle, I don't think, is the premise of that, and so there's an opportunity there for those in that area, which is very exciting. And then over on Instagram, Crafty Clyde, I don't know her name actually. I want to say it's Claire, but that might be wrong. I'm sorry if that's the case. But Crafty Clyde also runs a sewing social called Norwich Socials, and I'm guessing that's in Norwich. So that's very exciting. And again, I'll make sure I leave the links there. So it's just wonderful. Honestly, listen to that. So exciting. And keep them coming, please, ladies and gents. Don't be shy. Genuinely, we are just sharing a common interest. And how wonderful is that? Yeah, I'd love it if you would comment below. The activities you get up to. I've had some wonderful comments, and some of the people that I mentioned in the list there were telling me that they're sisters and they live 300 miles apart, and they do like social Zooms. They're literally sewing on a Zoom together. Sometimes they're working on the same project, etc., which I think is beautiful. A lot of people were saying that there was nothing near them, and I totally understand that. But don't forget, I mentioned to you last week, the Southern Socials do a virtual sewing, and I will make sure I leave a link to, so that is Sequin Girly Creates, and the Gemini Stitcher both host the sewing socials, both have their own amazing YouTube channels too. So please, yeah, keep the comments coming, either by the comments below here or over on Instagram, because what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Just beautiful. So that has created me a lot of happiness this week. So friendship into happiness, which is just wonderful. The other thing that has created a lot of happiness in my life this week is this enormous pile of fabrics here. And probably I haven't taken it yet, but probably my thumbnail for this week will be me attempting to hold this pile of fabric. I am not going to attempt it right now, live on screen. That's got avalanche written all over it. But much like you lovely sewing friends who are watching me right now, I could not resist some beautiful fabrics that I had seen. So let me take them through. Let me take you through them. No particular order, if that's okay. So hot off the press, this arrived yesterday. This beautiful fabric is actually active wear. I know, ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. How gorgeous is that? Now, I haven't been running recently, but I will be running soon. And I'm not putting any pressure on myself. My brain will go, oh, Cara, you need to start running. And then I'll be running before I have a chance to tell myself not to. And I'm just not in a phase of mind at the moment. And also my back isn't so great right now. So the two things don't mix. I also think I've got arthritis coming in my toes, which is incredibly painful. That doesn't sit well with running, I can tell you that. Too much detail, I understand this. But yes, sorry, just checking out things here. But this fabric is actually active wear, and it came from Sew Over It. So they have a sale on right now. Oh, might have just ended actually, but they did have a sale. And this is active wear, so it's not got stretch both ways, which is at first a little bit frustrating. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the edge. So it's not stretchy that way, but it is stretchy that way. So that's something I've got to be aware of. I've got to tell you, this was super reasonable. Literally, it was about £5 a metre. Sadly, I know why it was £5 a metre, because it is actually not great quality, which is such a shock, if I'm honest, for Sew Over It. Yeah, it's a bit thin, and it's not great when I stretch it. However, fear not, I am confident that this will be wicking enough for sportswear. I'm a repeat maker when it comes to my sportswear patterns, and I make the Waimea Rash Guard t-shirt as the top half, the free tank top from, I want to say, the Largo tank, is it, from Itch to Stitch, is my go-to sleeveless as of last year. And I make either the Waimea Rash Guard leggings, that's not right, well, the Waimea leggings, can't remember what from Green Style Creations, or the Stride tights, I think they're called, also from Green Style Creations. And luckily, although the tights of the running tights, basically leggings, they do require you to obviously have them tight. The actual amount of stretch in them isn't taught, if that makes sense. I also wouldn't make them entirely floral, because I think that would be too much for the human population. I'm going to buy from Tier Night their matte 4-way stretch lycra. Is really, really good for athletics wear. And so I will recreate that outfit and use this as the accent points in that running. So it won't matter too much, I hope. This is going away, I'm not making anything right now, because last year so I've only got 2 sets of running wear. Most of it is winter stuff. I only made 1 set of summer stuff last year. So I'm going to make some running, so, and they're like 3/4 length. They just finished below my knee. So I'm going to make some summer running gear out of this with matching t-shirts, etc. But that's exciting. So that was from Sew Over It. Last week I mentioned to you that I had gone a little bit ballistic in the Little Miss So and So sale, and they have got an amazing sale right now. And I picked up 3 fabrics from them. Ha ha ha! Look at this. This is an absolutely delicious red viscose. Red stretch viscose, I think it's called. Stretch linen viscose, I want to say. So yeah, you can see how stretchy that is, which is beautiful. It's coming across as a bit orangey there, but it is, if I put it back, yeah, that's more like the colour it is. It's a beautiful, not quite tomato red, but it looks tomato red there, but it's actually deeper red, richer red in person, which is very exciting. No particular plans, which is really unusual for me, but the reason I bought this, and I actually bought it, oh my word, I bought it in 2 colours. I'm sounding nervous because there's an enormous piece of fabric on top of the piece of fabric I want to show you. I bought this, which is the navy version of the same fabric, and the lovely Liz from my assisted sewing is making the, oh my word, it's completely gone out my head, from Closet Core Patterns. She's making the trousers that have got the elastic at the back and the nice pockets. Oh my goodness, it's gone completely. Anyway, she's been making them for a couple of weeks out of this fabric, and it is one of the nicest fabrics I've ever had the pleasure to work with. Sadly, I don't think there's anything left of that left, but that made no sense at all. But I bought both colours. I bought 3 meters of both because they were an absolute steal. I think we're talking something like £5.30 a metre, and these are very high quality fabrics. So those are going to sit somewhere on my shelf. And then the first thing I bought is a massive amount of fabric. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is 3 meters worth of John Loudon fleece back sweatshirt. Oh. So I could just lay it like this for the rest of my life, I think. Can't wait to make something out of this. And this, I think I've decided that I can hold off this long. Do you know, I love it when I get a project in my head. I'm like, I need to make it, and I need to make it now. And this is Sarah from Sarah Styles' fault entirely, because I'm currently in the middle of an addiction to the LB pullover by Paper Theory Patterns. Let me put my photo in there so it helps you see what I'm about to make again. And this was the pattern that was given away free from the Fold line just before Christmas. The simplest, loveliest jumper. I also made, let me look up there again, S9018, which is a simplicity pattern. I made the trousers, like just very simple jogging trousers, no pockets, nothing like that. Although I was thinking about putting pockets in them. But I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that I'm going on a sewing social, or sewing retreat, sorry. And it's only a few weeks away. It's about 3 weeks away. And so I figured, let's face it, how much actual sewing are 10 ladies going to get done when there's hot tubs and views and walks and gossip to be had. But I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to cut out those 2 patterns again and take this to the sewing social, I think, is my current thinking. Just the problem is I really want to be in this outfit right now. So I'll either be making it or wearing it. It's a very, very close call. But that is from Little Miss So and So. Again, I don't know if that's still available, but really exciting. And that was, again, £5 a metre. So very, very good. I had some vouchers for Beyond the Pink Door. Just beautiful. Friendship is an amazing thing. And a very good friend of mine very kindly did some research, aka from my husband, to give me a very generous voucher to Beyond the Pink Door. And Andrew was holding an amazing sale just between Christmas and New Year, which has ended, and I just couldn't resist. You remember a few months ago, in one of the Beyond the Pink Door, there was this amazing fabric, in a different colourway. It was sort of pinks and lilacs, and Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl made a Marnie, I want to say, out of it, and it just haunted me. And I even tried to seek out that fabric in another supplier. Higgs and Higgs were stockists of it, and I did that whole email me when it comes back in stock. Suffice to say, it's never come back in stock, and Andrea couldn't get hold of it anymore. And I don't think she actually normally sells the fabrics that are in the boxes. But this is the other colourway of it. I absolutely love it. So it's a viscose. It's so beautifully folded up. I really don't want to upset it. But look at the colours in that. Where's my microphone? I just can't wait to be in something made from this pattern. And I need your help really, because I want to make an indispensable blouse or top out of woven. I just want to be able to reach for this top every time I want to wear a top, and I can't decide what pattern to go for, because I don't really reach for woven stuff in my casual wardrobe very often, which is a bit mad. This time of year I'm really reaching for jerseys and so on. Well, in case you're wondering what I'm wearing today, I've got the Marnie cardigan on today from Sew Over It, which is a really long line cardigan with sort of pockets on the front, and the fabric was actually, the Marnie cardigan was a kit from Little Miss So-and-so for their All Set to Sew last year. And the dress is actually, the fabric is actually from Dragonfly Fabrics, and this was the free pattern that I did for Frugal Frocks probably 2 years ago, I think. And this sadly isn't a free pattern anymore. I think it was from Grasser Patterns or Vicky Sews, but I've checked out both sites and neither have got this pattern on there, so I'm sorry about that. But going back to this, what would you make if you had this beautiful fabric? I got 1.5 meters of this. Now I've got the Be Mine, I think it's called, top by Pattern Emporium. I'll pop the stock photo of that in there. And actually Andrea inspired me to make that, because she was wearing a really beautiful version very recently. And the reason that one of the reasons I bought that is because this is green denim fabric. Dun dun dun. Look how well, yeah, you can see that. Look how well they go together. How amazing is that going to be? It's just going to be genius. And I am making the aisle jeans from Chalk and Notch out of this fabric. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I'm also going to make another Pilar jacket from Maison Fauve, and I'll put a picture either of mine or the stock photo of both of those. So the aisle jeans will be the stock photo, obviously, but the Pilar jacket, I'm happy to share my Pilar jacket that I made before. But I love a matching set. I just do. That's just a thing of mine. So how exciting is that? Love it. And then I just want to give a shout out to Legend Textiles. Might be Legend Fabrics, one or the other, but either way, actually, I think I get it wrong every time I put it in YouTube, but no, Google. But Google knows best. So Legend Textiles, I was looking for, do you remember my unlined raw edge coat from Maker's Atelier, which is just sitting here, but this is a scrap of the fabric, and you remember, because it's unlined, you sort of, the reveal area is like this, so this is like sitting like this, not as much as that obviously, but just for effect right now. I wanted to line it. This is also slightly scratchy, so I don't want this sitting on my just aggravates me a little bit, which is such a shame, because look at the colours, it's so beautiful. So I was looking on the Legend Textiles site. They have the most amazing range of fabrics. It's not a huge selection, I will say that, but it is a brilliant selection. And the prices are just, well, they're Legend. That's the point, I imagine. And I reached out to them. I placed an order with them because they had like a double-sided Pontoroma that looked quite dark, because that's what I was after. I was after quite a dark fabric. It was really good value, and I thought, you know what, if it's not right for this project, I'll use it for something else. Very quickly, Josh reached out, who's obviously works at Legend Textiles. He reached out to me and said, I'm really sorry, Cara, we've had to refund you. The quality isn't what we thought it was, or there was a damage to it. So I was like, oh, that's fair enough. So I thought, oh, that's such a shame, because actually it took me ages to find what I was looking for. And I'd looked across loads of sites, including them, obviously. So I just reached out to him and said, I just replied and said, this is what I'm after. I'm after a really dark, not, what did I put? Really dark, fairly stable fabric to line the inside of a coat. He didn't really know any more details than that. Very kindly, he came back and sent me a screenshot of their dark grey Ponte-Roma. Now, the reason I hadn't chosen that one before was because I don't think the grey is right, but I don't think it's going to matter too much because it's only, oh no, that's what I thought. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the whole of the inside coat in that, the fabric that's coming, even if it's not the right grey, but the grey will coordinate. And then I'm going to sort of do an angle part at the top of the, excuse me, the top of the jacket, so that when the jacket turns out, this is what you will see. So that's, yeah, that's in a sense what it'll look like. That's what I had in mind. Good plan. Really pleased with that. And it was really sweet because I'd said to, I just said to him, I'm absolutely, because we're on this sewing social, people were talking about Legend Textiles, and I said how lovely it is as a community that Legend, people are getting to hear about Legend Textiles. And bless him, he responded back to say yes. Some of our customers have mentioned that they've seen you on the channel, and I just said, oh, that's so lovely. So there you go. More connections, and in fact there may well be coming more information from Legend Textiles in the very near future, because yeah, we just really enjoy getting in touch with each other. Again, new friendships being formatted, how lovely that, and potential collaborations, who knows. But thank you to Legend Textiles for getting back to me so quickly about that, and when that fabric arrives I will show you what my plans were with that. Other things that I have been up to, I'm 26 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're still with me. I hope, have a cup of tea, or something stronger, depending on what your fancy is. You know that I'm going to be going out and about. Cara is going to be on the road anytime soon. In fact, in 3 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, I will be at a sewing social. So I need to be able to transport this kitty with me. So I treated myself this week to, ta-da! A great big sewing bag. Now it's amazing actually. It's just from Amazon. If I can, I will leave a link to it below. I will say, however, that's amazing. It's massive. It's big enough. It is big enough to get my sewing machine in. What's the point in having a bag if you can't put your sewing machine in it? Sorry, very noisy. She's probably done it up. Honestly, I'm a nutter. Look. So inside, obviously you've got space for your sewing machine. There's a covered wooden thing just on the floor down there that goes in there and makes that stable. These come off in here. Nice as that. Then it's got like pockets on the side, straps, etc. Now, I will say that the reviews said that the bottom has been put round the wrong way. I thought, no, they'll have resolved that by now. No, they haven't. So I have actually got to unpick this flap and put it at the front here because it's currently the back, which doesn't do anything. So it's super frustrating. Luckily, I know someone who sews, so I can fix this. Annoying, but I love the colour of it. I thought it was quite jolly. I hope I'll probably get to these sewing socials and everybody's got the same bag. I saw what Beck sews. She's got the dotty one. I saw that. That looked really nice. I thought, I can't get that. It's the same as Beck's. And Beck's is going on the sewing machine. I'm going on, so. Anyway, I liked this one. And it comes with... My sewing room is in chaos right now. It actually comes with a trolley. Obviously, this is the extended version of it. And that in itself... So this section slides into a special part of the bag, so that then I can just wheel it about. It's me and my back. Me and my back, we're not into things like that. And it did come with a nice little bag and things. So that was an exciting thing. Quite a investment. So a have bag will travel is all I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. What else? Have I done any sewing at all this week? The answer, actually, rarely for me, is not really. However, dun, 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 evidence that the Brooklyn trousers that I have been talking about forever, from Maison Fauve. Look at that. Look at this lovely detail. So you've got these beautiful pleats at the front. It's got a visible side pocket, and then these are faux pockets at the back. They're just the flap, which is really clever. But the construction of the pockets is mwah, beautiful. Creates such a lovely line. And this fabric that I got from Dot to Dot Studio, so excited to have a pair of trousers in this. This is one of the nicest fabrics I have ever come across. And this is the same fabric that I made the glined waistcoat out of from Sussex Seamstress. So I'm very excited about that. So once I've stopped talking to you lot, or just generally stopped talking, then the Brooklyn trousers will start to come to life. What else am I telling you about? Oh, the only other thing, which is a random thing for me to talk about, maybe I shouldn't mention it out loud, is I've joined Slimming World this week. I am the heaviest weight I've ever been. I don't dislike my weight at all. I'm very comfortable with my own skin, except that my belly has a world of its own, a life of its own, and I think I've reached a weight now where my back's not so keen on having a heavy front. So I've just decided to go for it. So my husband and I both joined the local Slimming World group last night. Just such a lovely bunch of people. More friendship, how lovely is that? And we just wanted to retrain ourselves really in what we should be eating when. And Slimming World seems to be a really good solution to that. And the results of some people just in their first and second weeks has been phenomenal. So I will keep you posted on that. I've no intention of keep making this channel about slimming or eating or anything like that. But I do share my life with you, and that and me changing my lifestyle like that is going to be part of it. A nice problem to have would be if I say to you in the summer that I've got to take everything I made in last year in because I've lost weight. But I don't know. I don't want to put any pressure on myself. But that's an exciting thing that's happened to me, and it is the biggest step I've taken to changing myself in a very long time. So watch this space. I think that is everything that I wanted to cover. Oh my word, 31 minutes. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that's okay with you. I'm just so enthusiastic about everything that I've got going on here. And just as a reminder, please don't forget to subscribe. I love to know you're here. My little channel can be much bigger than it is, and I'm very comfortable with the prospect of that. So if you haven't reached out to me, please do it by giving me a thumbs up. Do it by leaving a comment. Do it by subscribing, obs, that would be amazing. But also if you want to contact me over on Instagram, I'll leave my handle here again. It's the same, it's at sewcal. And I would love to hear from you, and you can be in my sewing circle, as they say. That would be absolutely lovely. So until next week, everybody, I hope you stay safe and well. Let me know what you're up to in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.